It's finally arrived, the new driver from LAGolf and co-designed with Bryson DeChambeau. This is the first driver with the shaft to match the head and the club face to match your swing. Let's get into some specs, weights, and details, and we'll go through it, and then we'll follow up with some one-on-one head-to-head tests. So here we have the Face ID, which is the 1010, which is the bulge and roll. And the shaft that we have is the Bryson 65 X Flex. Comes standard with the Golf Pride 360 grip. The overall weight, swing weight, when we emailed, they said it comes in between about D2 and D4. Earlier, this measured in right around D4, which right now it's sitting at D3.7, D3.8. The weight that comes with it, I think, is going to be an issue without a weight kit. They've said that they're going to come out with them in the future, but I think with as light as this head is, I think it's going to be an issue, especially with this being 45.5 inches, trying to make its way down to probably 45, which will be my normal playing length. I think that that's going to bring the swing weight down lower than I normally like. Right now it's playing at right at 45.5 to end of grip. So to end of grip, their stock length is 45.5. I generally play it around 45, so in order to do that, that's probably going to bring it down a swing weight point or two. It's a pretty light driver, especially considering some of the others. I think it's running right around close to what the AI Smoke would be in the Triple Diamond. That's sitting right around 191 grams, which is pretty light. In the back that it comes with, is actually an 11-gram weight. Whether or not that's the same based on the other models that they put together or the other shafts that they put together, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's an 11-gram weight. Here's what the weights look like. I'm sure that someone will come out with it, but it's a pretty standard plug. It does say the weight here, but I think that if they come out with a weight kit, it's going to be pretty mandatory. As you can see up close here with the head, it's a pretty open design. It's a fairly lightweight. I think it's going to be fast. We'll do some testing against some of these models. We have the GT2, the GT3, and a couple of others where we're going to go ahead and do some head-to-head on them. But if you can see up close, I know it's hard to see, the Face ID, you can see the pronounced bulge and roll, especially against the heel here. So where it's a pretty sleek design and it's well built, if you can see in here the grooves actually look pretty similar to, say, like the Mizuno. My hope is that I can get an all fit adapter that'll work with it. I know they'll come out with it somewhere in the future, but the nice little LAGolf here, if you're familiar with Callaway, where they have that kind of chevron, but it shows the bulge and roll here. Now the 1010, as an example, to my eye, looks pretty similar to, this is the GT2. Looks pretty similar, but it's definitely a little bit fatter. Looks like there's a little bit more of a scallop to the toe down here, which I tend to live pretty high toe, so I'm excited about that. But looking at them down the line, it's hard to see the bulge and roll, but it's definitely pronounced, and it looks like you'll see sits a little bit closed at address, which will show, but definitely looks to be a little bit more than, say, the core model of the QI35. But you can see, as far as a shape comparison here, a little bit more pear-shaped. Sits a little closer to the eye there. But overall, definitely feels well made. Definitely a little bit difference in shape. Not quite as pear-shaped as, say, the Triple Diamond, the AI Smoke Triple Diamond, but it's definitely not obtrusive or something that's going to kind of scare you as being too big, but I wouldn't call it a pro size model or very pear-shaped, especially we'll compare it against the GT3. The adapter is very individualized. It does have a similar neck to, say, the PXG. It does go 1.5 higher, 1.5 lower, and what looks to be a flat setting. I'll look for some lie angles on that. But the way these scallop designs are is very similar to Mizuno. The hope is that it will be able to have an all fit that'll work with it. But love the shaft. Have swung the 55 model of it and have swung a stiff model. I'm excited to have this one out. It definitely feels like it'll stand up, and if it's got Bryson's name on it, you know it can't be too whippy. But we'll see how it is. I'm sure LAGolf doesn't want to hear this, but I'd love to feel it with a couple of other shafts built into it, just to see as a comparison. Here's a length adapter for a Titleist to see difference in overall shaft versus shaft length versus another adapter. So it looks very similar there, but it definitely has some loft and lie that can be adjusted. You can pause it for a minute. So again, this is the 1010, which has at standard setting is 9.5, up 1.5, down 1.5. The lie angle looks like it has a flat setting, similar to like the way PXG is, or Ping. But if you can see up close, you can see the definitely the LA logos on it and the way things are set. The plan is to maybe add some weight here temporarily. It's definitely heel biased with where the weight is. I know Bryson likes to hit a draw. I'd like to maybe learn to hit one like that one day, but probably end up putting some weight here to keep it probably around D4, D5, which is where I'd like to end up having it, depending on after it's cut down. But the plan is to hit it against the GT2, the GT3, against the PXG Black Ops, against the TaylorMade QI35, and a couple of Callaway models. And if we can definitely have the another shaft where we can get a comparison of a like to like with the head. I do have another LAGolf Bryson shaft that I can put in to do a side-by-side comparison, but it's going to be tough to get an exact comparison. But we're going to try our best, but definitely excited to hit it. It's definitely well made. It's definitely as advertised. Everything that came in the package, including a handwritten note from Reed at LAGolf, and definitely they're playing up the Bryson Drives LA theme here, and it's got its own little mini newspaper. So definitely the presentation is akin to LAGolf. But we're excited to hit it. We're excited to see it, and thank goodness it's here. But be ready.